Welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour. I got Bryan Irwin here.
I finally made it back.
I've got Craig Coleman. He's running late. Hot physical comedy. I'm capable. Patreon.com/the full charge. Give us some money. Give us $1 if you listen. Do the right thing. Bump it up to $2, $10, $15,000 a month. How great would that be?
That'd be amazing. Do you know what they would expect for it?
Well, what they're already getting is what they're going to get.
Great.
So whatever you could get for free, I'd like 4 people to pledge $15,000, and then we're good for the year. I mean, I don't want to give away my bills, but we're good for the year. Actually, I got other mouths to feed. Let's get 12 people, $15,000. Then I can pay you guys what you deserve too, and then scheduling will be a lot easier.
I mean, it all seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, me too.
I can't even poke a hole in this theory.
Someone's got to pay me for this is my whole life now, and I'm not complaining. This used to be my thing. I used to get on the podcast and complain about the podcast. I'm not complaining.
No, this is not complaining.
I've chosen to come back, and I'm bringing that attitude with me. However, back when I was complaining, all I had to do was tape a podcast and post a podcast. That was it. That was it. Now I'm taping, posting, and then the clips start, which I love the clips.
Doing a great job on the clips, by the way.
Not complaining about the clips. This is the only reason I'm doing it is for the clips. It's like, I love it. I love working within the 30-second rule.
Okay.
It's like, I'll cut something down to like 1:20 and be like, how am I going to turn this into 30 seconds? It's fun. It's like a math equation. It's like a puzzle. And there's a punchline at the end. But somebody's got to fucking pay me for it. Seriously, though, $1. Hook me up with $1. We'll spread it out over here. You know, if everyone pledges $2, I'll get donuts for the guys like a corporation. You know, you never notice that? Like, you've worked in a million offices.
Dude.
It's like you get pizza on Friday. You're like, this company's amazing. Meanwhile, that means they really made some money that quarter. And they're just breaking off $35 for
every
the
pizza
company.
is a smoke screen distraction to keep you happy so you don't ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's delicious.
And you know what? And it fucking worked every time, even when I knew it.
Every time. And we're gonna do that guy for you guys when we break $12.
And you know what? I just said that I know it's a smoke screen, and as soon as you do it, I'm all in.
Because I'm gonna let you choose one of the pies. That's what I'm gonna do for you. It's gonna be a surprise for everybody else, but you're gonna be coming correct with that pepperoni and onion. Is that your
No,
topping?
never the onion.
Okay.
But most pizza, if you just say pizza, I don't think since I was 6 years old I've ever said no to pizza. On any given day. So you hook me in pizza immediately.
What's good? And listen, most of our listeners are in California, so sorry to the rest of you. What's good Los Angeles pizza? Because I haven't found it exactly yet.
I think it varies because a lot of people have this conversation. So apparently where I live, and you're not that far from where I am, in the Glassell Park, Eagle Rock area, there's a place called Casa Bianca.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be like the place. I have been there. The pizza is good, and I think for a lot of people it has to do with the sauce, right?
Yeah.
I like their sauce, but then again, it's like, I don't know what you like. You know what I mean? I
comes
could also
down.
eat a Domino's pizza and not complain. I told you I love pizza. So
that's true. Have you ever eaten a Domino's pizza when you were starving? It's just as good as a New York pizza when you're starving. When you haven't eaten all day. It's funny you bring up Domino's because that's my new ad campaign. It's like, yeah, I know I was had a bad attitude before and the podcast sucked for about 3 years at the end, but listen, I've changed. I'm acknowledging that bad behavior now, and it's a good podcast now. Same business model.
Same business model.
Sad thing is, Domino's didn't deliver again. They were like, we know we sucked before, and then they still kind of sucked again. Anyways, we're open for sponsorship, Domino's. I'm not gonna, if you want to try another time to also Liquid Death. It turns out I'm holding this up. I got shows in Northern California. I got the Punchline July 23rd.
That'll be exciting.
I got Crescent in San Francisco, the San Francisco Punchline, July 23rd. Crescent City, California, July 13th. San Luis Obispo, August 30th, August 31st. Whew!
Somebody's seeing California.
I'm seeing mid to Northern California. I'm actually doing Northern California because it's funny that it's just like Manhattan. People call it like the Upper West Side or the Upper East Side. It's really just the middle of Manhattan, just like Northern California is the middle of California.
Right.
People don't really mess with anything above. Not don't mess with, but no one talks about what's above San Francisco.
Have you been up there?
Yeah, I've been up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's desolate. It's rural.
It's
nice though.
It is, but there's been documentaries and things that have been done about what happens when you get past like city life in California. It's no different than a lot of other states that.
Oh yeah.
You get off the beaten path. You're like, yeah, well, there's a chance we may die.
Yeah, no, you get that feeling on the roads alone. You're just cruising all over the place. I took, we have alluded to it before, but I took Craig on the worst full charge power hour tour of all time. It was Sacramento, Portland, and Seattle. And since Craig, like we were both broke.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, instead of buying 2 plane tickets, I'm just going to drive us all the way up. And getting to Sacramento, it was like, all right.
Yep.
And we had a turnout there of like 20 people, which felt like 1 million. And then we got to Portland. That was pretty good, but it still wasn't enough. And by the time we got to Seattle, there was only like 15 people there. And half of them, or like not half of them, but like 3 of them were Craig's friends. And the one guy was like a concert promoter. And I wouldn't check my ego. He was like, yeah, do this, this, this. And then you can get some people out and then you can make some money. I'm like, we're making money tonight. And he just looked at me. He just stared at me like he wanted to punch me in the face. Like, you are not making money tonight. I think Craig's texting me right now. Hold on.
He's confirming that story?
Oh, no. He just says almost there.
Okay. He's almost.
That doesn't do me so good. Update. We have an update, folks. Craig Coleman is almost here.
Oh, this is great news.
Have you noticed that podcasting has become something very different in the past 10 years? Podcast now, since I'm looking at so much video footage of it, podcasting is really now just what public access used to be.
In what way? I mean, I always thought it was the Wild West anyway before video was a part of it. So you're just saying they've just taken that Wild West nature of the traditional podcast, which is a lot of insanity.
Did you ever used to watch public access?
Are you kidding me? I've been on them.
Tell me how this is different from Wayne's World.
Well, it's not. But the quality, 4K. I don't know. Is this 4K?
True.
Is this 4K? I don't know.
That's true. All I mean is when I moved to Los Angeles in the late 90s, there were actual somewhat cool people watched public access in Los Angeles, and it was just like this.
Yeah.
It was guys sitting in a studio without an audience.
Yeah.
One public access show was actually pretty popular. It was called Colin and His Sleazy Friends.
I did not. How did I miss this one? No.
It was this guy named Colin, and since there was no, like, public access was the internet in a way back then.
Yeah.
So, like, people watched this show, and it turned into a borderline porn show because they had porn stars on. They actually had Kid Rock on before, like, right before Kid Rock hit in 99. Like, they had Kid Rock on, and Colin was actually on an episode of Seinfeld. He was in that cable show, Mr. Show, with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross.
Yep.
He was even in my indie movie, I've talked about it a million times, called Hollywood 5, which is about the Sunset 5 movie theater. And we had a scene at my apartment where we're getting a yard sale to make money. And Colin and his co-host showed up, and they bought Jenna's Revenge, this porno we had laying around my apartment. Also, side note, we had Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Oh, yeah.
From Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yep.
In my apartment during that film day.
Just randomly?
He was the uncle of an actress we had in the movie, and fucking Boom Boom was chilling in my secondhand Lazy Boy.
I will tell you a quick side note about that guy, and I know we call him Freddie Boom Boom Washington. Yeah. That's what he's known for, and he knows that.
Does he have a name? He has a name.
Yeah, whose name, by the way, right now, and this is how horrible it is escaping me because, like, once you get the Freddie Boom Boom thing,
yeah.
like,
So IMDb it's Freddie Washington.
Yeah, what the heck is his name?
Well, I was telling the audience to do it, but
no, I'm saying you're letting you finish it.
You can play along at home, and he have like a catchphrase. It was almost like
Mr. Carter.
Yeah,
was that him? Was it him?
Yeah, no, he was the guy that said Mr. Carter.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs.
John Travolta was on this show. I'm going to educate the children. And Horshack.
Ron Palillo. I can remember that name.
His name was Arnold Horshack, right? And looking back, it was a bunch of 32-year-olds in high school.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs is his real name, so I would never remember that.
I've never known that.
But that being said, so Huck and I, and this is not this, I guess you call it a humble brag. Huck and I are friends with Garrett Morris, from Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And he got a star on the Walk of Fame. And we'll just go back to Mr. Boom Boom. He was there, and they had like a little party afterwards. And the dude is great, super chill, super nice, still looks exactly the same. Gotta love it. Like, you're talking decades, right?
You're talking about Garrett Morris.
No, Garrett Morris is getting, and he's like 87, 89.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Freddie Boom Boom.
Yeah, he looked great. Hold on. I had to interrupt you. Craig Coleman just showed up with this dope-ass haircut. We're talking about Freddie Boom Boom Washington. If you have anything to add,
yes.
Add. If you don't. Have you seen this man's new haircut?
It's when is it a bad hair? He doesn't have bad hair.
Well,
we covered this before.
But as I told him at his party,
it's fantastic.
He traded up. He made the trade up with the fade up. He got.
That's hilarious.
His fade is colored in now.
Okay.
But he had the full on MC Search when I saw him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was too much.
Too much.
Did you not like the fade up?
No, I don't. I don't like the fade up. I'll be honest.
All right. That was your prison cut? I've done the same thing, and I said it to you. It's like guys like us, you got to be careful. If you get the wrong cut, it literally looks like you just got fresh out of prison and you're trying to get a job.
Yeah. Right. Just looks stupid.
Nothing against people that fresh out of prison trying to get a job.
They'll be the first to tell you it makes it harder to get a job.
So
but ironically, a tight cut.
That's fine.
Help you get your job too.
That's fun. I used to cut my own hair, so there's reasons why it looked bad anyway.
I did that in the pandemic.
Dude, I've done it for 20 years.
No one was seeing me back then. I was doing it when my kids were young, and I was over getting haircuts, and I was kind of over my life.
Yeah.
So when the kids are young, and I was just like, I should show you guys some of those photos. They're bad. I don't have a problem making fun of myself.
I got this little comb with a knife in it. Do you know these?
Oh,
things?
yeah.
And so I would just whatever was curling up, I would just like.
I hope you didn't do by the window. Your neighbors would be very concerned about you, dude.
This is in New Orleans when I had we had two different agendas down in New Orleans during the pandemic. I wanted to like isolate and what do you call that? Quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And they like wanted to see each other. And after all this fighting, I just go, why don't I just move out? And I moved out, and I had my pretty big place.
All right.
With cable, I had weed delivery. I was on unemployment. I was kind of living the life. My hair looked like shit. Was the only downside, and not the only downside, but like one of the downsides. And I just got this thing off Amazon, and I was just trimming my hair that way, and it looked a disaster.
Did it say that when you got it off of Amazon? Did it say this is what it's for?
Yeah,
quarantine haircuts.
No, it's actually for. I've actually got it done at like a trendy barbershop before.
Okay.
They'll just
the comb and snip.
The comb, it's not a snip. It's just like a comb with a knife in it, and you can get a jagged edge, and it's for like hipsters like 20 years ago where they wanted to have the uneven hair, but there's also a straight side to it, and so I just did it that way.
Oh,
yeah. My wife gets those haircuts like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But
it's a thing.
She does. But it's professionals are doing it.
Oh,
not,
yeah.
Not
this
quarantine
guy.
king over here.
I was a professional podcaster.
Smoking a lot of weed and then cutting his hair.
Yeah, I never did it while I'm high. I have a rule. You don't cut your hair. You should never cut your own hair when you have access to a barber or something, because you're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because what happens is it looks, you do something and go, oh, that looks kind of good, and then you get cocky, and then next thing you know, you're going to the barber anyway.
Yeah, you thought you were something special, and
Yeah.
it turns out no. There's a reason why they go to school and they have skill.
Yes.
Speaking of skill, just to put a button on the Freddie Boom Boom thing.
Yes, please.
So dude goes up on stage and there's a piano up there, and he starts cranking out sweet ass classical music on the ivories, like tickling him like a champ.
Are you talking about Freddie Boom Boom?
Freddie Boom Boom.
From Welcome Back
Still
Kotter.
around?
Yeah, he's not that old.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What do you mean he's not that old?
He's not like.
Is he from What's Happening?
No, Welcome Back Kotter.
Okay.
Yeah. But my point was, when I saw that, I was like, and all we know him as is Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Yeah.
Here's this guy that's got all this art and creativity in him. And I'm like, but most people would be like, yeah, whatever. You're Freddie Boom Boom Washington, right? Like
That's the strange nature of entertainment and popular culture and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know Andrew McCarthy from the 80s, that actor that was in Pretty in
Sure.
Pink? He just put out a documentary called Brats. And good documentary. He's very hung up on the labeling of being called the Brat Pack, which I thought,
Right,
are you
I've
familiar
seen-
with the Brat Pack?
I've seen him talk about that and how bothered by it he is.
For
well,
those
it made
that
him a
don't-
lot of money.
For those that don't
Right.
know, there was a lot of young actors in the early 80s. They were in The Breakfast Club. They were in 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, John Hughes movies. There was a group of them.
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe.
Right.
And then there's also all these adjacent actors, Molly Ringwald, all this
Yeah,
stuff.
all of them, yeah.
Somehow, being labeled the Brat Pack, like, really messed this guy up. He hated the label so much that he made a documentary about it. And for some reason, it derailed him.
That guy was in like 15 successful ass movies.
I know.
But if I'm not mistaken, and this is funny that you bring this up because I saw it and I was like, oh, I wonder if I should watch this or not. So I thought it was just celebrating that time.
That's
and
what I
it turns
wanted.
out
That's what I
that
thought,
this dude's
too.
pissed off with the label. But now that I think about it, when I look back on it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong if this is what the doc is about, is that was more based on their off-screen, not the fact that they were making all these movies together. It was kind of like, hey, they're kind of these douchey young group of kids, Hollywood punks, but they're douchebags. Is that kind of what
That's
he thought?
what it was.
It
He
was an
basically-
unfair
he basically
labeling
called them-
of their lifestyle?
He basically kind of called them dumb. I haven't read the article, but I get the impression dumb, and they like to party, and they're obnoxious. They were 22-year-olds.
I was just going to say,
They were 22
keep going,
Yeah,
keep
right.
describing
Highly
everybody of that
successful
age.
22-year-olds.
But take the
yeah.
highly successful out of it.
Right.
Check me out when I'm 22. I'm a fucking
Oh,
asshole.
Yeah,
Pick a
God forbid you gave me a handful of fucking money and a bunch of people
Yeah.
kissing my ass.
Pick a
Oh, my
place. Pick it
God.
anywhere in the United States or the world for that matter.
I had no money, and I was a 40 drinking fucking
Yeah, I was an idiot.
moron.
You would have literally found me dead next to a pile of cocaine.
I would
Like-
say, yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you didn't make money, Craig.
I agree.
but I mean, I listened to a podcast from 10 years ago, and I was an asshole then. Too.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you guys both work with me at the Herald. You know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
That was a mentality. Showing up to that building
Oh.
and working 12, 14-hour
Yeah.
days and podcasting on top of it
Yeah.
in that ventilation and
Yeah.
asbestos
Right.
was a fucking mentality.
Literally, you park your car and you go,
Here we go.
And like
right.
stars would be showing up for 2 hours or whatever. You'd see like Tommy Lee with devil horns in, like
Oh,
having
yeah, that's
the
right.
time of his life, and you're like, I want to be one of the cool kids too.
I'd like to leave
Yeah.
early.
Was it Fall Out Boy video or something? What was that one? It was the one where
That's what it was.
They did too much atmosphere smoke, and no one could see anything, and they had to stop production for a while because they had to let the place
That's
air
awesome.
out because the FX guy, of course, went nuts.
Do you
Just like
remember?
the dude in Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Do you remember when I had one show? They were like barbecuing inside.
Oh my God.
No. But that doesn't surprise me
Come
either.
on. The fact that you think that's okay.
They were fucking grilling.
Wow.
I got to be honest with you, the world has changed a lot
That's
since then.
I was like, you can't.
No,
Sorry, bro. What were you saying?
no, that's it. I just said it doesn't surprise me back then. The world of production has changed so much that none of that kind of shit really happens anymore. People come in and it's just like so much chaos, right, in this business from the beginning of time of whenever it started to not that long ago. But I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what it was, or this next generation. They just don't pull shit like that anymore. Everyone just comes to work. They're like, all right, let's roll. I'm surprised how happy people are.
Yeah.
And it's just a different world now.
Yeah, my kid. I know people shit on these new kids, but like my kids' generation, they're weaker. They are. I will say that. And they self-diagnose like fucking nobody's business.
Like easily. They're like, I got this.
Yeah, I got this. That's why I'm like lazy and slow. And I'm like, no, you're 19. I get it. You're a better person than I was.
Yeah.
You know, me and Karen have this conversation all the time. She'll be like worried. I'm all, they're not on meth. So A's and B's, dude.
Yeah.
We're smooth sailing right now.
Let's cut us some slack. Exactly.
We're actually did a really good job for who I am.
Yeah.
You did a good ass job.
No, and that's great. There's a lot of worrying you don't have to do.
Yeah. No. But no, these new kids, they're friendly, they're polite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because there is that part also.
But I mean, I see myself in the mirror. Why would they want to talk to me?
Exactly.
I'm actually
gonna go to this old man over here.
I'm flattered beyond belief when young people even want to talk to me. No.
Right. I'm always surprised when not that I seek out. I don't usually talk to young people except for at the pool. They kind of work behind the thing.
That. Oh, behind the thing. Okay. I thought you meant around the pool. Don't talk to people around the pool.
No!
You'll be asked to leave.
Hey, what's going on?
No. I talk to the person that takes my money, and I talk to the person that takes my stuff.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm at a country club. I'm at a public pool.
Right.
Okay.
There's no lockers for some reason. But like sometimes they want to talk to me and I'm like, oh, I should make an effort to talk to them. And then when it's my turn to talk to them, they just shut down. They're like, conversation over. It's weird.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because their wisdom comes from their cell phones and the internet. It will never come from old people anymore. There is absolutely no reason for anyone to talk to you. They don't care about whatever lessons you learn.
You got to make a TikTok if you want them to listen.
That's true.
You got to produce your wisdom.
That's true. Because I'm on set.
You can't just say it. No. Saying things out loud doesn't mean shit anymore. We got to have microphones.
That's
so
true.
much
cameras.
That's true. Because I'm on set, those young people will talk to me.
Yeah.
But it's also because they're not just a PA. They're a writer. They want to make movies.
Yeah.
So they go look at this chiseled old bastard and they're just like, what's up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'll just start. And if I'm talking or something, they'll be like, what? Yeah, I did cocaine when cocaine was still good.
When cocaine was still cocaine.
Yeah, before they ruined cocaine with fentanyl.
Yeah. I also used to do fentanyl separately.
But however.
But mixing them together is insane.
Yeah. Instant death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am, speaking of which, feeling the social media addiction now.
Oh.
Because I spent so much time. I went from nothing. I started making effort this year, but it was easy because I was on tour with Segura and he has a photographer. And it was just like, post these photos from this killer tour.
Yep.
This time around on the podcast, part of having a good attitude about it is, yes, I'm going to promote it. And you get into 1 or 2 videos a day, as well as the YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. And you start to get to the point where you're checking, you start to fall in love with the clip. You're like, this clip is great. This clip is hilarious.
Right.
Who's going to see this clip? And then you start checking numbers. One has like 2,000. One has like 300. The thing is, there is a real social media addiction. I saw it on this documentary called The Social Dilemma. Mm-hmm. If you have a good social media day, you want to have a good social media day the next day.
Oh.
And so that's what the addiction is. You start checking in. Next thing you know, you're refreshing like it's a fucking slot machine, wanting to see.
Come on, 500.
Turns out all anybody is interested in is Mike Black talking about Star Wars. So
that's
we're kind of wasting our time.
That's fair.
Without Mike Black and without Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just so you know, that's what our demographic is looking for.
Okay.
I've done a survey.
Good
That's
to know.
Great.
Point. Yeah.
I mean, Mike is a movie, pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could ask that guy almost anything.
Yeah.
That guy's like he just knows
Yeah.
all of it. And he's a good retainer of information.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I could talk about Star Wars all day long.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Get that algorithm in there.
I could.
What was that? Star Wars? What?
Yeah, Star Wars, huh?
What else we got? Anybody want to talk about anything? We got Wendell in 10 minutes. Okay, I got something. You told us don't look at old pictures of yourself. Sorry to point at you. You're feeling
Guilt.
That guy.
Guilt finger.
You told us as part of the advice of getting older is don't look at old photos of yourself.
Yeah.
Because
It's depressing.
Because that time's gone and you can't get it
Well,
back.
you can live in a state of denial.
You think you're that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I'm not that guy.
But at least once or twice a week you send us old pictures of us.
Yeah. Good point.
I'm just getting that shit off my hard drive.
Good point.
What else am I supposed to do with
Remember
it?
when you were beautiful? Look at this.
What I appreciate about it is you actually sent us a lot of pictures from 10 years ago. And I look like an alcoholic piece of shit.
Okay, all right, so I helped you. See?
So
See?
it's actually really nice. I'm like,
Okay.
wow, I've really cleaned myself up. I'm off the
That's
sauce.
hilarious.
Off the sauce.
I lost way less hair than I thought I did. It's pretty much had.
No, you've held together. I'm telling you, I've got a lot of pictures of you over the years, and
Yeah.
it's like I didn't.
Bit of a
You
Dorian
did.
Gray,
You did.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, the check has always been in the mail, and that's another thing I will tell. I'm sorry, this is online, so maybe the young people will listen. Don't get upset about shit that hasn't happened yet, because I was 19, like bummed out I was going to be bald. Second part is, don't be bummed out when something like that happens, because there's rich ass, successful ass bald people who are just crushing it. It's not the big deal
Right.
you think it is.
No, you're right. Really, what you're saying is live in the now.
Live in the now, and your fears are not as bad as you think they are.
You can't control tomorrow. You can. I think you can't.
God,
right?
I wish I could.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I wouldn't look like this. I'll tell you that.
Or would you?
Or would I?
Is it your destiny?
No, there's another universe
Wars.
with a Craig who's just still fucking clocking it. And he looks gorgeous.
Crystal meth Craig.
Crystal meth Craig still looks good.
That's your multiverse, just
Sitting
loaded
out-
with meth and rib and a 6-pack.
Here's another idea.
Just standing outside of a 7-Eleven.
Just fucking painting cars, working in a body shop.
I do worry though when I send people photos that I find, and when I stumble upon them, if I'm depressing them.
No.
Meaning that do you guys ever look at the photos I give you and go, I remember that guy had so much hope. He thought this is what was going to happen. And that bums you out.
Like I told you, when you send us pictures from 20 years ago when we're all open micers and like going for it and doing that short film you directed at the Herald Examiner, I actually do look and go, look at all this hope, but it doesn't depress me.
Right.
It's like, this was actually the best part.
Okay.
Because I've done this, I've done that, and it's awesome. But the best part is when you find people. I mean, listen, it's still going.
Yeah.
Like we're still sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Like there's a real connection. It's like going to college with people. It's like there's a real connection with the stuff we were doing. And the stuff we were doing was pure at that point.
Right.
We weren't sitting there. I have a computer program right now where I put a clip in and it tells me how much the internet is going to like it. It gives me a numerical score.
What?
Yeah. And back then you were just like, we're doing what we think. This is not even a thought, but I'm going to break it down. We're doing what we think is funny. But it wasn't that. It was like, this is funny. Let's do it. And it was totally fun. And the only part that sucked about it was making a living on top of creating the actual creating and the friends we had.
Right.
And it was the last moment of it not being documented, which is good and bad, because if it was documented, we would have a lot more eyes on us. But it's good because we could just not that we were total assholes in the sense of, I said we were assholes, we were just drunken morons.
Right.
We weren't saying horrible things or anything.
No.
It's just nice to have a private life that didn't count for anything else.
Right.
So it's nice to see pictures of that. It's amazing that there are pictures of that because
I didn't take any.
no one was rolling around with a Kodak.
Right.
No one was rolling around with a Polaroid camera.
Yeah.
It was like if there was a picture of something, it was a miracle.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then from 10 years ago, it's the opposite. I found those times so difficult that it's nice to look at them and be like, the bad times aren't forever either.
Yeah.
Not that it was all bad, but like when you send me a picture and my skin is oily from alcoholism and non-ventilation, I go, man, I told my wife, I'm like, I feel bad for that guy. Like, I don't even recognize that guy.
Feel trapped.
Yeah,
That guy was trapped.
I just remember struggling so hard and working so hard and like never having enough money to pay the rent. Even though I had a job and I was doing the road and doing a podcast, and it was just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny you can pick up all of that out of a photograph, but it's true, right? Because it brings you back to that time and you reflect on like...
You take that photograph and you play like songs that were on K-Rock back then, and
Yeah.
I'll have a full-on time travel.
I will tell you, though, that it's not unique to you, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's funny that everybody, you can look at like your parents' photos and you can see they may never have told you. But like, you ever see like the sequential part of their lives and you look at them in certain parts of it and they look a little bit off and you're like, oh, they must have been going through some shit. And like, they may never tell you because, you know, back then they didn't tell fucking anybody.
When you get older, you can look back and realize like, oh, that meant my mom was going through some shit.
Yeah.
Like when my mom wanted to get a job, even though my dad had a good enough job, it was like, my mom wanted to get the fuck away from us.
She's like, I need to be out of the house.
Not exactly that much, but she was like, this is it? Like, this is life? Just raise kids and like, she was like, I have these receptionist skills. I'm going to go get a job.
Yeah.
You know, that's like clear to me now. I don't know. It's you don't realize your parents are human beings.
Right.
And that they go through, not only they have your same exact genetics.
Yeah.
And like what I've realized from going to therapy is I always thought like when you were born, you were kind of start fresh with a new body, with a new brain. But all the grief and misery and pain and the good things have been downloaded into your
awesome.
your genetics.
There's some truth to that.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Like, they do with you ever heard that thing with them? I don't think it too deep into the rabbit hole. But you ever hear that experiment with the mice?
Tell me.
Yeah, so they did this thing where, you know, generation after generation, they were doing like, and it sucks, but they weren't very nice to the mice.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that they noticed that every generation of the mice that were born after that had the same reactions to stuff that they had never experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by the fact that you're saying that you have this.
So instead of generational wealth, you are born with generational pain and mental anguish.
Yeah,
but
that's what they're saying.
But the wealthy
cool.
people aren't exempt from it either. Like,
No, they have their own other bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
just that's like fucking news to me.
That's crazy.
You know, and it's news to Craig.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm like, that explains a lot.
It does. That why. So I can look back at like myself in like the 3rd grade and be like, I was fucking depressed then. Like I can.
Right.
And why would an 8-year-old be depressed? Because you've inherited all this shit.
Yeah.
From Ireland, from wherever. We're a nation of immigrants. Do people leave their country because they're happy?
Usually not. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't think so.
Usually
They're
not.
looking for something new. And there's something that goes with that. Like something new can be great, but whenever you move, I've done it a lot, you find out.
Yeah.
Oh, after about a month or so, you go, oh, same exact life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Same
weird.
exact person.
I think we just
Same
cured
exact
a lot
dynamics.
of people.
You're like-
I think. Don't you think this conversation cured a lot of people that are like, now it all makes sense.
I mean,
On with your day, everyone.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it.
No, brand new day.
Yeah.
On with your brand new day.
I don't want to say there's nothing you can do about it.
No, there
because
is.
once you're aware of it,
That's
then you
go.
can go, oh, that's just great grandpa Jebediah
right.
fucking with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I may have talked, I don't know if I've talked about this before. Like, I come from, like, Dust Bowl people.
Oh yeah?
Like, yeah. Like,
Tell us.
Like, where my grandma lived, like, it doesn't exist anymore. It was their last name, Cybrant, Nebraska. And she's like, oh, she showed a picture of it. Now it's just a field. And she's like, yeah, the Dust Bowl happened and buried it. And We all
That's so
left.
funny. Usually old people are like, this used to be a field. But they're like, this used to be a
Right.
metropolitan city.
Yeah, exactly. No, this used to be a
Metropolis.
tiny town full of Cybrants. And then the dust came and they all withered away. But then you look at these old photos and there's a jug band.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, what hillbilly nightmare is this? And Grandma looks at me, she goes, that's the family jug band. And I'm like, oh, yes, the family jug band. And then I look.
But that's cool, though, right? Because you were in a band.
Yeah, I love it. I was like,
just take the joke part out.
You know? Yeah, no, I was like, this is fantastic. I wish there was still a Coleman family jug band.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 at your house right now that could get involved.
My ancestors played the washboard.
Yeah.
So I could be.
And that's what it was. There was the jug, the washboard, and then one dude with the fucking mop and the bucket.
What if that's how we finally find success as a touring jug band?
Do that. Add some comedy. Done. And then
I think you guys described some sort of Hanna-Barbera cartoon, by the way. I don't necessarily know.
That's the only reason we know about jug band.
Not wrong. Yeah.
It's because in the early 80s, late 70s, they were trying to pimp that shit on CBS or PBS for some reason.
Right.
Sesame Street, stuff like that. The Muppets, they had stuff like that for some
absolutely.
reason. Made a comeback.
So then I flip a few more pages, and there's this baby wearing literally a potato sack.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking.
So it's not even a Little Rascals thing?
It's not. And the arms are cut out, the head's cut out. I start laughing. I go, oh my God, who's this baby in a potato sack? And my grandma again just looks at me, she goes, that's your dad. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. Here we are.
So great.
So you saying what you just said, I'm all like, it all flooded to my brain. I'm all, yes.
Yeah, life before Amazon.
Yeah, totally.
You think it was like just to save money? Like people did, especially from the Dust Bowl.
Right.
It was like you felt good about saving money, so you put a potato sack on a baby.
Right.
But also,
that's all they had.
there was no like Toys R Us or whatever to go to.
Yeah, no.
You had to stitch that shit up.
Exactly.
And babies are always growing.
Right. She's like,
by the time you stitch up those pants,
right.
The kid's walking around.
Yeah, I'm not getting you anything new. You're wearing the old potato sack.
Let's go to Eric Wendell if we can, and let's get that hot movie review.
Let's get that hot take
of a movie that came out 3 weeks ago, and this episode won't air for another 3 weeks. So let's just keep everybody current if we can with Eric Wendell.
Good times. Indeed.
The jug bands.
Yeah.
That's great.
The Treacherous 3 jug band.
The potato
sack kids.
The potato sack kid. It's great.
We all came from somewhere, Craig. We all came from somewhere.
And there was a drawer on the floor next to him, and she goes, "That's what he slept in."
Oh my God! I used to take baths in buckets.
Yeah.
In the backyard.
Right.
I don't know. See, that's just regular 70s shit, though.
But that's,
we all had a hose and a bucket.
No one was taking out cameras and photographing that stuff because your dad would have went over and beat the shit out of them. You know, I'm talking about the neighbors, right? Yeah, plus, that's a lot of money to blow on one photo.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you got to get that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you got to take that down to the store to get that stuff developed.
Yeah, you just killed like 4% of your roll on the neighbor's kid.
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how much money I spent on blurry photos. Or like so as a kid, like when I went to Alaska, you know how many photos I have of trees?
Yeah, right.
You just look at it; it's not National Geographic status either.
You don't know what it's going to look like really, even though you have the viewfinder. You're an amateur.
Yeah.
You point and click.
You think,
and
God, that's
like,
beautiful.
You get a photo of somebody like this,
right?
Like their ears off, and then there's a whole nother. There's like a car that's not yours on to the left.
So how many more generations do we have to go through before people realize that you should either somebody that you know or yourself needs to be in every photo? Otherwise, why are you taking pictures of things that you could pull offline? That's great. You're experiencing what you see, but it doesn't translate.
You're saying you're not interested in a photo unless you're in it? Is that what you're saying?
Something that's tied to you in some way, shape, or form, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever tried cleaning out your phone? Obviously, you send us pictures.
Yeah.
There's 50% of it is just nonsense.
Yeah.
And screenshots and like stuff like that. Do we
You're
have an
not
Eric
wrong.
Wendell? There he is.
Hey, live from South Africa.
Torrance, California.
Torrance.
Yeah, more like South Central.
Ooh, aye.
How's work going these days?
It's going good. Sorry for the bad audio and stuff today. I left my Bose earbuds at home, at work, and
Flex.
so I have to use the regular audio for the iPad and stuff.
Are you sponsored by Bose? Are you skirting around me with the sponsorship?
I wish I was sponsored by Bose. They have wonderful speakers and stuff.
Just
but no.
a tower behind him of like just awesome sound system. No, not at all. No. But I do like Bose.
Yeah. Yeah, I sit on my couch and I get blown away like that one commercial from what was that, the 80s or 90s?
Yeah.
I don't even remember now.
We're trying to get a youth audience, we've decided today.
So I forget what I just said.
You're talking about an audio cassette commercial.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
What's old is new, though. They're into that stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
Wendell's on top of it.
Are cassettes the new vinyl?
They are.
Yeah. Yes.
They are.
Yeah.
Oddly
I'm
enough.
accidentally on top of it. All right.
That's what she said. Hey.
Hey.
I
Do you have a movie to review for us this week?
got something to review. It's not a movie. It's a new TV show.
Oh.
I thought I would talk about.
Yes.
I'm sure Craig has already watched it.
That's a
New
good
Star
chance.
Wars show called The Acolyte.
Oh,
Disney
good.
Plus.
We
Yeah.
need Star Wars material. It's what people want
Right.
from
See?
us.
What
for
this
some
guy.
reason.
What
So
the
thank
people
you for
are.
doing your homework, Wendell.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. There's only 3 episodes out right now. They only release a new episode every Tuesday. But so far, very good. A bunch of people I've never seen before, unknown actors and stuff, to me anyway. Maybe they're famous and other things I haven't seen.
Except for
But it's...
the lady from The Matrix.
No, I didn't hear... I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
The lady from The Matrix.
Oh, was she in the Matrix? Oh, well, yeah, you got Carrie-Anne Moss in there.
Hey, don't dismiss it, homeboy.
He just did.
It's
That's
I forgot
amazing.
about that.
That's
And
something.
she has like a small like cameo type thing though. At
Sneak
least
up
as of
cameo?
now.
True. Sneak up cameo.
Is it a sneak up cameo?
It is
Wendell?
a sneak up cameo. Yeah.
It's kind of a sneak up cameo, yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait, I know her. What the fuck?
Hey, there's only one person in this scene getting paid really well to be here.
She probably is the best paid person on the show, at least so far. I mean, in the first 3 episodes. I mean, we'll find out. Maybe there'll be some more sneak up cameos later in the season.
One sneak up cameo.
I looked it up. I believe there's only 8 episodes.
I want to sneak up.
I don't know why it is. They like to do these just like Mandalorian, all the other Star Wars. There's only 8. Like they just want to keep you hanging. They're very short, like Mandalorian. They're only like 20, 30 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a solid
I guess they're
formula.
expensive to produce. I wish they were longer.
Okay, that's kind of a giveaway of how much you liked it.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. Basically, there's this young lady. She has a twin. And
oh, spoiler alert! I did not know that.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I guess a little bit, maybe, but she's the basis of the show. I'm not sure which girl is supposed to be the Acolyte yet. Maybe I am, but maybe I won't tell. But someone's out for revenge. We don't know why. Somebody important gets attacked, and
is this that vague wars?
He already gave away. He already gave away like a huge spoiler.
Oh, I get it.
Because I've only watched so far, and I'm like, wow, how come this chick's acting surprised about this other situation? Until Homeboy just said, "Oh, she has a twin," and I'm like, "Well, fuck me in my face."
Oh fuck! I'm sorry,
Well,
Craig. I thought you.
No, I'm good, dude. I should have watched
honestly,
the damn show.
I didn't pick up on it at first, but of course, this is ground zero for Star Wars. It's already spoiled.
Oh yeah.
Set of twins. We know where this is going.
You're like a set of twins. This old story. Yeah.
I was just busy thinking about this. I was a G.I. Joe fan too, and there was these two brothers in G.I. Joe named Tomax and Zammot, and they were like bad guy twins who did everything together, and they did stunts together. And their names were forward and backwards. Tomax and Zammot.
Got
and
it.
I just like they went with gimmicks on that fucking
Oh,
show.
yeah.
All these people in the military with just
worked.
crazy personalities. Like all these individuals
Right.
in the military.
Right,
It's fucking crazy.
right.
People were dressing how they wanted to. People had long hair. It's crazy. And then there would just be like one guy named Grunt who was like, yeah, I'm a typical Marine.
Yeah, I'm just.
Or like Clutch. Clutch was a typical Marine who knew how to drive a Jeep.
That's right.
And he had the fatigues on, and it's like, yeah, okay.
he lived
It's like
up to
there's
his name.
rules, guys.
Yeah,
There's
come on.
rules to this thing. That's
Yeah.
why we're in the military. I
Right.
like the structure.
Right. So tell us about the Luke and Leah Chronicles.
Yeah. So far it's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm not going to give a lot. I'm not going to give anything else away. I don't
Except
consider
for that
this a
it's
spoiler.
Luke and Leah Skywalker.
I don't consider this a spoiler though. You get to go to the Wookiee planet.
They always
I guess
go to the Wookiee
Wookiees are all
planet.
from one planet.
There's like 8,000 planets in this universe, and all they go to is Tatooine and Endor.
Well, they're at Coruscant a lot. They're at Coruscant in this show, of course. Coruscant is the main planet that matters in this universe.
It's a desert.
But we've never got to go to the Wookiee planet before, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, the Wookiee planet. My bad.
Well,
Wookiee.
they did in.
I'm thinking Ewok planet.
Star Wars Christmas, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, but they also
did.
went there in the Sith movie and the Han Solo movie.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I guess I forgot. Sorry.
There's a young
I thought it was
Chewbacca
new.
in the Solo movie, and a guy that doesn't
There
look like
is.
Harrison Ford at all.
True statement. True statement.
These clips are going to go
But
viral,
it's-
by the way. Keep this going.
That's right.
No, it's pretty cool so far. I can't give a lot away. Obviously, I already spoiled something for Craig there, so I don't want to talk too much about it.
Good.
But
All
so
good.
far in the first 3 episodes, they got me sucked in. I want to know. I want to know who's behind this plot.
who the grand evil is?
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion that it's.
What do you think?
I think it's like the
The
Emperor
Empire?
and Darth Vader and stuff like that.
So this is supposed to be 100 years before Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't think Darth
but the
Vader's gonna
Emperor,
show up
like,
in
was
this.
around
It's 100
forever.
years before the Empire, basically.
Yeah, but the Empire just doesn't come out of nowhere.
That's true.
There's like,
That's a solid point.
and obviously Anakin Skywalker is involved.
Right.
His DNA is passed down to his children. That's why Luke is so conflicted.
Yeah.
He has his father's
I mean,
Boom.
downloaded into his genetics.
This goes to what we
See?
were talking
Yeah.
about.
Dude.
It just comes. Look
Yeah.
at this. Look
Full
at this.
circle.
And,
I mean, hey, you might be onto something. There's 5 more episodes. Maybe we're looking at the beginning of the Empire and we don't even know it yet. Well, maybe we'll find out in future episodes, huh?
I think you might be right.
that's right. But I want to see these twins use the Force on the playground and shit.
You know what? These are very special kids. You might get to see something.
I wanna see-
maybe not that what you're saying, but something along those lines.
I want to see Han Solo preschool. That origin story.
There's
he's-
the pitch.
He's like really good at basketball. Or
They
something.
keep going.
But he's not good
So
at passing. He's solo.
There's a pretty good chance we will eventually see that.
He
Yeah.
drives it to the
long as-
basket every time.
And that's
this
how he
kid.
met Chewie. Chewie's really tall. They were on the same team.
Same team.
Intergalactic B-ball.
Oh,
That's
too
smart.
good.
Just like Shaq and Kobe, huh?
Why are
That's-
you not over at Disney?
I was
pitching
gonna
these
say
things right
this
now?
is
What's
how
going on?
movies get made.
What do you think I'm doing after this?
We got.
The building's a mile away.
We got.
I'm going over there.
You got to think tank the shit out of Disney,
You're
dude.
right down the street from Disney Interactive or something. You head on over there and do some pitches.
As usual, I'm just giving my ideas away.
Right.
Like Baggage. I'm going to do it again.
There's
I'm so proud of this idea. Baggage is a TV show about baggage handlers who have traumatic childhoods.
Okay,
Baggage.
there it is.
it's not.
Here's my star.
Dude.
And we're back.
Here's my star.
There's a double
There's
meaning.
my star.
Double
That's-
meaning.
That's
There
a
it
great
is.
type back. That's you know what? That's amazing.
It is
green
actually
like that right now.
Actually,
No, but the thing is,
that
great
is a great
idea.
comedy. Yeah.
All you got to do is write it for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then fucking pitch it for 3.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Then you got that.
And it's done.
Now you're
Just that
successful
easy.
at 60.
Yep.
And your fucking
Yep.
life.
Just
Life's great.
said to write it for 7 years. Piece of cake.
No problem.
All right. What are we giving this movie, Wendell? Baggage.
This TV show so far is 5 ice cream trucks.
All
I'm very
right.
Ooh, we're
entertained,
getting
and I'm looking
5.
forward to a new episode. I guess next Tuesday.
All right. All right.
Well, see you next Tuesday. Get it?
Hey, that lady's
There you go.
a real see you next Tuesday.
Cunts.
In the meantime, I'm going to be working on my chop shop out front here.
Yeah.
If you need any charger parts, let me know.
What are you talking
He's
about?
referencing the photo he sent where the car that got dumped in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, my neighborhood's getting better. People are abandoning stolen cars on my block. All the 4 doors open, bumpers on the top of the car. Why? Obviously, a stolen and stripped vehicle. I mean, it's plain. No one in this neighborhood gives a fuck. People are walking their dog right on by.
That
Doo-dee-doo.
sounds.
While they're stripping the car?
No,
Well, no,
I think they strip it somewhere and then they dump it.
It's been there for 3 days. No one cares. You would think if someone in this neighborhood gave a shit, they would have called the cops. It would have been towed away, crime scene tape. No one here cares. Just sitting there for days.
I blame Gavin Newsom for this.
I kind of blame Wendell right now. Wendell, why aren't you calling?
Yeah, be the good citizen and call it in. Don't want to be on that list.
Hey, man, I don't want to be involved. They're going to want my name, want me to ask me questions.
There you
take
go.
the court.
Snitches get stitches.
I'm no narc.
There you go. That's everybody in your neighborhood. I ain't calling that in. Fuck that. Fuck
Dude,
that.
you need to get some Zuba pants and a red beret and get out there. And get out there.
Guardian Wendell.
Citizen fucking Wendell over there in Torrance.
Yeah, with some dumb-chucks.
Yeah.
Let
Yep.
people know what's up, dude.
Yep.
Go knocking on
no
doors.
thanks.
Be like,
Hey, there's a curfew, son. What are you doing out?
just trying to figure out who left his car here before we call the police.
You go knocking door to door.
Door to door.
Yeah. I'll be bringing nunchucks to a gunfight. No, thank you.
Pew, you could deflect them. You pew, the bullets.
Yeah.
What if you
Hey,
bring?
there's another TV show idea from Matt. The Nunchuck Warrior.
That's
He's deflecting
baggage,
bullets
too.
with the nunchucks.
Baggage
I think that's just your character's backstory. You wanted
Yeah,
to be
there it is.
a big karate guy, but
There
it
it
didn't
is.
work out
Yeah.
for you.
Your dream was to be a guardian angel, but those things, I don't think they exist anymore, do they?
Guardi-
still have them
No,
in New
they're
York?
still around. That guy ran for mayor. The head of the Guardian Angels
Yeah.
ran for mayor in New York this last time around.
But they don't still, you were there.
Really?
They don't wander the
Yeah.
streets like that. But
in
like
New
back
York-
in the day, yeah.
In New York City, you do not see.
You don't see him though, right?
You don't see anyone in uniform.
Okay.
You do see cops are paid to be in the subway. Have you ever seen the those pictures called cops in the subway texting?
No. What are they?
There's
Oh,
like
because they're just
50,
sitting on their
like,
phone.
Like there's just layouts of cops just like not watching. They're just on their phones texting.
Getting that OT.
Maybe they're watching
baby.
the Full Charge Power Hour.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
You do feel good when you see a cop in the subway, though.
I
Hell
was just
yeah.
to say, it's
Yeah.
just enough probably to stop a nut job from doing something.
Yeah. Shoot. Looks like maybe nobody's gonna get pushed in front of a train right here. Right?
No, if you want to get hurt, stabbed, attacked, the subway's a great place for it.
It really
There's
is.
so many places where you're just not protected.
I'm glad I took my kid there and we rode the subway.
Well,
Hey,
Nothing
you
happened,
made it.
thankfully.
statistically, you're going to be fine.
Oh, okay.
It's
But
true. Yeah.
also, there's like a whatever low percent chance that you and your son are
Something's
going to
gonna
be in a
happen.
fight
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, the LA ones are
with
fucking rolling the
strangers,
dice.
not with each other. Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say, son?
But there will probably be a fight over ice cream or something like that.
Or why are you
Right.
making me do all this, Dad?
There you go. Why are we walking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we walking?
Yeah, great. Let's
Don't
visit
go to
in
the
July.
subway without your nunchucks.
yeah.
Are you still using nunchucks as a weapon?
I've never owned or touched or used nunchucks. I wouldn't have the first clue how to use
You're not
those.
under oath.
I
dude.
would end up
Relax.
hitting myself in the face.
Have you ever owned a throwing star, Mr. Wendell?
Oh.
As a little kid, like I probably like just a fake shitty metal one, not like a professional sharpened one where I could actually hurt somebody.
Somebody told me,
I mean-
and it's just I get half my information from the internet, the other half from the comedian that goes up before me on a show, whoever that might be,
Both unreliable.
whomever that might be. I heard that ninjas were never an actual thing.
They were
Speaking
a
of
thing.
G.I. Joe, that's another thing about G.I. Joe. There's a fucking ninja in the army.
Yeah, that's
And they're like,
true.
okay, you dress as a ninja. Let's go to the desert. Let's go to fucking Desert Storm. Snake Eyes.
There were ninjas.
Yeah.
I think it's Japan.
Okay.
Is where ninjas are from, and they're after the samurai.
Because in the early 80s, there's such a strange mix. You basically just picked up on whatever adults were sending you. It might not be accurate. But there was a big like, hey, ninjas are a thing, and you probably want to be one.
Look out. Yeah. I don't think they were because I've watched things about them, and it's not quite like the movies always portrayed them as, but they did show that they were really good at like hiding. Like if you went into a ninja's house, you're probably fucked.
So the ninjas are like the Navy SEALs of
pretty much,
of martial arts.
Yeah, there you go.
And they surprised, like, there was the samurais, all those cats, and then these fools coming around. They're like, hey, whoa, you can't just come out of the darkness. What's this shit about?
I just remember it ran so deep that there was a ninja on the G.I. Joe team, so that Cobra also had a ninja called Storm Shadow.
Right. To fight the other ninja.
Yeah. Ninja. So if we're having a big gun, tank, ground, air warfare, there's also going to be two ninjas off to the side fighting each other.
Yeah.
With swords and throwing stuff. And stuff.
Well, you got to remember, Craig kind of brought this up. Originally, when you would fight each other, first you'd be like, all right, can everybody see everybody? Mm-hmm. Can we all see each other?
Right.
All right, everybody's got eye contact? All right, let's kill each other.
Now
let's go.
Walk at each other.
There's going to be a sea of lasers above our heads because no one's been to target practice.
And then the ninjas come along and they're like, how about I'm ghost-like.
Right.
And I just take you out from behind. They're like, whoa, wait, no. But wait, so I don't see you when we fight? No.
The big battle is also taking place next to a train. So somehow the ninjas end up on a train and they're fighting on top of that.
Which is always good.
I love how there's a terrorist organization in America with their own army.
And they just roll around and keep committing crimes.
Yeah, and then they brought they ended up in Egypt and they brought some mummy back from the dead, and now he's in charge of Cobra Command. Like, it was a fucking crazy TV show.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. And the guy had like a snake's tail and stuff.
Do you think that that's what Steven Seagal grew up watching, and that's why he became what he became?
I think so. And now
he thought,
that's fair. That's fair.
I think I can make a career out of this.
He's like, hold on.
Under Siege is really Tommy Lee Jones against Cobra.
I mean, dude, Under Siege is great.
I've never seen Roadhouse or Under Siege.
I think you should.
Yeah, no, it's time to get into it.
Yeah.
I saw probably Steven Seagal's first 3 movies, and then I'm like, I'm out. This is pretty much the same thing every
I think I
time.
saw Hard to Kill. There was somehow
he
was
definitely saw Hard.
There was one where he's in a fight with the street gang.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's in a fight.
And
with
then there's
the
another one
street
where
gang
he's in a
every
fight
time.
with Rastafarian criminals.
That's the first one you were talking about. Yeah. That's the Rastafarians.
There's these Rastafarians he's in a fight with for some reason. And
Yeah.
as far as I can tell, all they're up to is smoking weed in a limo.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even understand. I was just like, whoa, Bob Marley is my only reference for Rastafarians. What's going on with these guys?
Yeah, right. Bob Marley seems so chill.
Right. And then until you hear the song by the Fugees, Never Trust Haitians and Sicilians, I'm like, well, here we are again with the Haitians and the Jamaicans being dangerous. Like, what's going on?
What is happening?
So
Seagal knew.
So New York rappers talked about the Jamaicans and how dangerous they were.
New Yorkers could divide up every single different type of race or person and discuss it in an ignorant way.
The best, the best person I ever heard, I was working with a layout guy who's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, my nickname, he goes, well, first of all, he goes, if you're from New York, he goes, whatever your ethnicity is, that's part of your name. He goes, like, I was Mike the Mick Johnny Johnson or whatever. Right. And then he tells his friend, Black Johnny. And I'm like, I go, oh. He goes, but they didn't use the word black. I'm like, I got you. I got you. He's always a different time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Johnny didn't complain at all. Everybody was just cool with it.
The classic cop-out. Different times.
Right.
Different times.
Different times.
If he complained, he'd be Complaining Johnny, which would have been better for him.
Which would have been a better name.
Would have been a nicer name.
Oh, here comes Complaining Johnny.
Oh,
That's
man.
too good, dude.
Dude's
That's
always
too
whining about
good.
something.
Just comes in. God, the traffic out there today, huh?
That's so Johnny.
This guy.
So Complaining Johnny.
On point. On point.
All right, Wendell. Anything else you want to say to the Full Charge universe before we take off here?
No, that's about it, man. I gotta head to work right now and head to Coffee Bean, get me a drink on the way. That's about it.
We've gone to Coffee Bean instead of the Bucks, huh?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Dude, that's my new spot, dude. Starbucks has let me down for the
Oh,
last couple years.
Hashtag 1 star. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Here comes a Yelp review,
right.
I think.
A Full Charge exclusive.
I would have gave it a 0, but I had to give it 1 star.
Yeah.
You want a Yelp review?
I'll give 'em
Please,
one.
let's get a review
That's
right
about
here.
it. Like they don't have the
Here it is.
eggnog lattes or whatever over
Eggnog?
Christmas anymore.
Seasonal,
I mean,
Dude,
first
that's
off.
seasonal, dude.
They don't. They keep canceling drinks I like.
No, whatever.
Eggnog,
Yeah,
really?
that's
Buddy, there's no
seriously,
coffee in
over the last
eggnog,
few
by the
years,
way.
There's just been too many things. They cancel drinks
Too
I
many
like.
things.
Stores are open at weird times. They close early.
So they're
I
open
went
for like
to 6
3
different
p.m. to
locations one night
midnight.
trying to get a drink. Just it's a bunch of things.
And tell
And the
us.
syrup sucked. The powder.
Oh,
shit.
Wow.
And so tell us about Coffee Bean then.
You were loyal. I love it.
How did they win you
Coffee Bean
over?
has powders for all their drinks. And hey, I'm probably just kidding myself, but the powders I think are better for you than a syrup of
Oh,
corn
come on.
syrup.
That's
Maybe
chemicals,
I'm,
buddy.
Maybe I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
It's chemicals either way.
Right. Either way, it's called Klamusa-Couture-Hide.
That ain't vanilla. Yeah, that ain't vanilla ice cream.
It
That's
didn't-
fucking vanilla powder, and it's a big difference. 5 syllables to every word in the ingredients.
Does Coffee Bean have eggnog?
No.
Oh, you're willing. Oh, so now we're willing to look past it.
Oh,
Well, because I
I'm
think
looking past it because they have better flavors. They have cookie butter lattes. Ain't no cookie butter latte at Starbucks. Cookie butter latte is amazing, by the way.
that's awesome.
I got news for you. You don't like coffee.
awesome.
You like milkshakes.
Yeah.
I don't get coffee. I get milk and drinks or lattes.
Oh my God, dude, that's
Coffee was not brought up once between the two places.
Where do you go now? Oh, Baskin Robbins. I find they have really good coffee there.
yeah. I get the birthday
Dude, chocolate
cake.
malt sounds good right now.
Oh my God, that's
Especially because it's hot as fuck in this apartment.
Okay.
all right. All right.
But yeah, no, the powders are better. Like they have a hazelnut powder, and I don't know if you ever had a hazelnut mocha from Starbucks, but it just doesn't taste that good. The syrup sucks. The hazelnut powder at Coffee Bean is amazing.
Wow.
I don't know. There's just things I like better.
You heard it here first.
End of an era. End of an era.
How many stars?
How many stars for Coffee
How
Bean?
many Yelp stars
Oh,
for
yeah.
Coffee Bean?
Coffee Bean gets, I guess, 4. I'll give them 4 stars. Their IT department sucks. Their computers crash all the time when you're in line. Their app crashes a lot. It's not perfect system at all.
Hey, it's
Like, they-
Complaining Wendell
they're IT
over
guys.
here.
Hey, complaining Wendell, always complaining. Do you? That's so Wendell. Is there a 5-star coffee place in the world?
Not that I've found.
Ooh.
If you
Maybe
actually
a mom
like,
and pop place.
it might not be for you, but there's a great place called Phil's.
Oh, they're
It's
good.
made it to Southern
Oh.
California.
Yeah, if you like sugary stuff.
PHILZ.
California.
Very sugary.
Is it?
Yeah.
They just have a lot of different coffee beans, like not to be confused with the Coffee Bean restaurant. I went to Coffee Bean recently, and I let this. There's a combo in the bathroom, and I let this unhoused woman, as they're calling it now, in.
Okay.
I was a gentleman. I didn't close on her and be like, "Get the code."
Yeah.
I let her in. As I'm walking out, I'm all the way across the restaurant.
Oh.
She comes out, and she goes, "Hey, sir, excuse me. You didn't flush.
Oh my God.
This is disgusting."
Oh my God.
And I just in front of everyone just went, "Excuse me. That's my fault. I'm sorry." And I walked out. I was like, "My bad, but Jesus Christ, lady."
That's so cool.
No
I mean,
good
my
deed.
bad, my bad. But come on. I'll be sitting here. Come out and talk to me.
That's the last time you hold the door open for.
No,
I was undignified.
Can I tell you? I totally got you beat on a bad flush story.
Right.
Wife and I, we're in Hawaii. We're on a boat. On the boat with all these other people because we're going not scuba diving, snorkeling, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy on the boat says, the toilet, if you use the bathroom, it's a little tricky. So just make sure you don't, jiggle this thing this way so you use it so it doesn't break. Because if it does, nobody else can use it, right?
Yes.
Somebody goes in, uses the bathroom.
yeah.
I got to take a leak. I go in. I notice they fucking broke the toilet. Right. But do I say something?
No.
Do I tell on them? No.
No.
The person after me comes out right away. Toilet's broken. Dude makes a speech while staring at me the whole time, and he goes, everybody in the water. I guess we're all taking leaks in the water right now. So I'm floating in the fucking ocean with a bunch of people circled around me, urinating and fucking death staring me. Because no one is allowed to take a pee in a toilet anymore.
No.
Awesome. I mean, the person that actually broke it, they're just like,
They threw me. They threw me, dude.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then
they did.
and it really is no good deed goes
No.
unpunished.
No.
I actually looked at it and I go, and I will flush from now on, so the woman did teach me a lesson. But I actually
And I
was
will
like,
narc from now on.
I was actually like, it's piss. It's California.
Hey, let
It
it mellow.
stays.
Yellow mellows.
It stays.
Brown goes down.
But no, from now on, I'm just gonna flush us straight into the drought.
good.
I will not be humiliated like that anymore.
Straight into the drought, baby. I got called out once. I worked at everybody. First of all, everybody at this place I worked at was on parole. Every one of these people had just done prison time. I guess that shows you how good my resume was. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
What'd you do? Well,
Yeah.
I applied for this job. That was my crime.
I applied for the job. I didn't go to college. I can tell you that. I fucked up. I did do that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk out of the bathroom, and one of the most dirtbaggy of them all jumps up. He didn't wash his hands. And I was like, son of a...
Oh my God.
And I was just like, in my head, I was like, yeah, my dick's cleaner than any of those handles in that goddamn
Craig
room.
didn't clean his shiv. What is this?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to work here? If you stab somebody, it's going to get infected.
did you get shivved because of that? What happened?
Yeah, so yeah, they did. I got a couple shanks.
You got a soap and sock beating for not washing your hands on the... Where was this job? Is this the candle place?
Out in the valley. No, it was phone soliciting, and you're calling auto parts stores or mechanic shops trying to sell them these fucking rubber hoses.
Okay, well then what difference does it make whether your hands were clean or not?
That's
just
what I'm saying.
Office politics, man. That's all there
fair.
is.
I'm not
to it.
saying you shouldn't have washed your hands.
And this guy's just a ball buster.
Yeah.
Captain Ball Buster.
Yeah.
And then that whole room, they're all,
Right.
and they're all, yeah, I can read.
Yeah.
That's where I got all of you beat.
Oh, shit.
Did you really say that?
No.
I didn't
Hell
think
no.
so. I didn't think so.
No, these guys would have kicked my ass.
We got to get out of
It's
here.
not like you're in food service or something.
True.
We got to get out of here. We've hit our time limit. Thanks to Wendell. Give us some money on patreon.com/the full charge. And keep us, get us an office, and then we can wash our hands at our own discretion. Thanks for listening, and we're out.
Peace.
Peace.